What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Untoxin Gaming. Today we're going to be going over all the currently confirmed cards that are coming out in Streets of Battle City, which is set to be released at the end of this month. And yeah, without further ado, we're going to jump into this. So for the most part, all the cards that you see on the screen is what we know as of this point. All these cards are secret rares except for a select few which we're not sure of, but I can almost guarantee you that they are going to be secret. And as you can see, most of them are reprints. And up until this newest release, I thought this was going to be primarily only a reprint set, and so I wasn't all that excited about it, and therefore I was not covering too much about the box. However, with this new news, I am under the impression that we are actually getting some meta-defining cards, so I wanted to at least go over all the confirmed secret rares and confirmed cards coming to the box as of right now. So, without further ado, again, we're going to jump right into it. So we get Yugi, starter deck Yugi's Dark Magician, which is amazing. I love this art so much. It is the OG art and the one I grew up with as a kid. And then the Arcana Dark Magician, which I only singly has like one printing of this card. So getting it as secret rare is like perfect. I think both of these cards in general are really neat, and it kind of gives me the idea that we're likely going to be having multiple Dark Magician decks instead of just one. So like Yugi and Arcana are going to have Dark Magician cards. We also have Dark Magician Girl coming, which is a nice reprint in general because we only have like the original printing that we got, and then the original Tournament Pack 1 printing, which was a super rare. So it's not really easy to get Dark Magician Girl unless you're like buying from the original set. Slave for the Sky Dragon came in Battle City box and is making its way all the way back as I assume one of String's cards, more than likely is Boss Monster for his Slime deck. So I'm excited to see what they do skill-wise with Slave for the Sky Dragon, but as of right now it's like, what support cards can we get for him as well? Gearfried the Iron Knight is a card that is not all that exciting, and I am not like the biggest fan of getting the secret rare printing, especially because like we can have them in common and we have them in super. But it's the same thing as Dark Magician Girl as they came out in the original sets. Now, Gearfried the Iron Knight has not seen any really meta implications, so this gives me like a thought process of maybe we will be getting some sort of card to make him decent, but who's to know? Jinzo is of course at 1 on our current Speed Duel limited list. It coming here as a secret rare is needed because it's kind of hard to get your hands on this card, but also one of those things where Jinzo himself is just, like I said, at 1. So it gives me the idea that we're going to be like seeing him get shifted maybe to 2 in this next format. Insect Queen and the Legendary Fisherman are two newly released cards. They were released on the side of a box. Give me one moment. So as you can see here, they're released right here, being Insect Queen and Legendary Fisherman. They're actually going to be on one side of our box for the Streets of Battle City when you get it. So it gives me the idea that, yes, we're likely going to be seeing them as secret rares, but also the possibility of them just being on the box because it can grab people's attention. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how these two cards in particular are going to grab people's attention. It's also worth mentioning that Flame Swordsman is another one of the cards that got announced really early, kind of with everything from here back. So Flame Swordsman, this card would be incredible to get skill. I love this card. It's just a shame that it never had the ability to be playable, and except for like Palomization, but who's playing that skill? Flame Swordsman is just like a cool, card that I have a couple mats for, and I would like to actually utilize those mats and play the deck. It'd be really sick. Now on to the new cards that just got announced. Kaiku and Mind Crush are both getting secret rares. Mind Crush actually just got an ultra rare, so it's really cool to see it getting a secret rare printing as well for those people that can't afford the tournament pack ultras. And then Kaiku is just like a fan favorite GOAT card and really good in side decks. We're seeing it right now in Banisher, so it getting a rarity bump that we have not gotten yet in the game it's nice. I actually don't hate that. And now on to our new cards. The brand new cards that have just been announced, cards that are not in Speed Duels that we are now getting. Number 1 on our list is Exchange. This is more than likely going to be a secret card because it has Exodia pieces on the artwork. Both of you guys are able to reveal your hands to each other, both you and your opponent, and then you both choose a card from each other's hands and give it to each other. So you can give your opponent like Absorbing Jars or like Waking the Dragons because you can like hit your own Wakings that they set. Cards like that, or just and also get like knowledge of your opponent's hand. It's going to be really neat in the Millennium Crush deck, which uses the Millennium Eye skill and the Mind Crush card. So now you can actually use Exchange as well with that. So that could be really interesting to see what players come up with this card in general. But who knows what is going to come out of this card coming to the format. It's actually the weaker of the cards that have been announced of the new ones. The next one is Dark Renewal. Dark Renewal is a really insane Dark Magician support card, and it's kind of perfect for the format in general to try to push Dark Magician into a meta-focused contender. So what it says is that when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, so they just got a summon, target one of those monsters and a spellcaster monster you control, like the Kaiku they're releasing a secret rare, and then when you do, you can send both the monsters to the graveyard, so it's spot removal somewhat, and then you can special summon a dark spellcaster monster from your deck or graveyard. So you're able to summon literally Dark Magician Girl, and then the Gravekeepers is a great example of this. So like the one that comes to mind with this is Gravekeepers Recruiter. Now Gravekeepers Recruiter is able to get summoned off this skill, then you're able to summon any of your other cards like Oracles, Priestess, even though nobody's going to summon that, but Curse is also a good one to burn your opponent. And yeah, so Dark Renewal is a card not only for Dark Magicians, but it's really good in Gravekeepers. And then next on our list is going to be the format defining card that just got announced, which is AntiMagic Arrows. This card was a beast to deal with in duelings, and now we are getting it in Speed Duel. This is literally Joey skill, I'm just going to attack, as a card, and it's better. Alright, for starters, it says at the start of the battle phase for the rest of the turn after this resolves, neither player activates spell or trap cards, or their effects. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. So, not only are you quick play spelling this card to the field, it's preventing your opponent from using any spell or trap cards like Shrink, or Widespread Ruin, or Wall of Disruptions, or Book of Moons. You are now making it to where they are locked out of all those cards and they cannot respond to it, so they can't go activate Zero Gravity, activate Waboku. Like, this card in general is just going to be really strong, and it's likely going to be our next generic 3 of in almost every deck. I can definitely see the Battle Survivor deck abusing this card, and I can also see like Joey maybe taking a step back because every deck can essentially play him in their deck now. Again, this is just one of those cards that are just really format defining and kind of is going to warp the way that we play our spell and trap cards. Zero Gravity is going to continue to be one of our best trap cards, and then not only that, we're also going to probably be playing Waboku in the decks as well now, because we want to make sure we're not taking damage. All in all, I think that these 3 cards in general, not so much Exchange, but Dark Renewal and AntiMagic Arrows, are a good direction for Speed Duel in a power creep level, but also can be seen as unhealthy because, like, we've been dealing with the Joey skill for so long that it has actually deterred a lot of people at my locals from wanting to play. And so actually having a card that is essentially Joey skill is not like in everybody's mind for a fun time. However, like I said, the format itself is going to warp and be defined in a different way now, so we are going to see more cooler techs and decks come out of this, and again, I'm just very excited to see where the format shapes from here. But if you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure you leave a like on this video, make sure you subscribe to see more Speed Duel content, and above all else, I want you to have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.